Hey guys, this is Kristine with Indigo Wings Healing, and this is the Twin Flame reading for November 20th through the 26th. And I'm using the John Holland. I hope you can see this because I can't tell what I'm recording right now. I'm using the John Holland Psychic Tarot Heart deck for this reading. Sometimes I will also use my Doreen Virtue Angel Tarot deck if I feel like I need additional information on anything, but I wasn't really feeling like I needed any other insight for this particular reading this week, so I just went with the John Holland deck. So this side is for the Divine Feminine. This side is for the Divine Masculine. Take what resonates with you. Just because this is the feminine energy and this is the masculine energy, it doesn't mean that a female can't resonate with the masculine and that a male can't resonate with the feminine. That happens all the time. It also doesn't mean that this can't relate to same-sex couples, because this does. There's always a masculine and feminine component in twin flame relationships. So I'm going to get started with the reading, but like with any reading that you get, take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not meant for you. Don't worry about it. If it resonates with you, great. If it seems like I'm talking to you, if you feel like you're connecting with everything that I'm saying, then I'm the reader for you, and you and I would be a good fit to work together in the future. So that's something to also think about. So I'm going to start with the bottom, and I'm going to work up. So the card here on the side of the Divine Feminine, in traditional tarot, this card is known as the Lover's card. This card is called Love, and you know, for the Divine Feminine, I know some of you might be a little disappointed. I'm not getting that this is necessarily indicating a romantic relationship or union for you. I'm getting more that you are just in a place of love. You are being the love at the beginning of the week. And for those of you who are not familiar with my work, I am an empath. I am, my gifts are claircognizance and clairsentience. Those are my powerhouse gifts, I like to call them. And as soon as I said that, with the Divine Feminine being in the love, being the love, my feels set off. So I know that I am right on point with that for many of you. So the Divine Feminine is going to be starting off the week in a very good place. And that's a good thing, because it's all about being in a vibration of love and having a high vibration. That's how you get to a good place with your twin. But in addition to that, I'm feeling like this is also a card about loving yourself and coming more into a place with being okay with who you are and loving yourself more than anything. And so although some of you may be disappointed that it's not an indication of romance, it's still a really positive, really good card because it's exactly where you want to be. It's exactly where you need to be in terms of your growth. So for the divine masculine, the card that came up is choose your battles. And what I'm feeling for the masculine is that they feel like they just can't win. They just feel like it's fight after fight after fight, and they're trying to figure out where to put their energy right now. You see here, there are these 3 gigantic statues and just one person. And I think that is very representative of how the masculine is feeling right now. He's just one person, and he has all of these barriers to face and all of these obstacles to climb over. So he's really in this position of where he's trying to figure out, what do I deal with and what do I let go? And so he is just kind of focused on that right now. And so some of you may not even be hearing from the masculine right now because he is so focused on dealing with his own junk. And I'm not saying junk in a way that's disrespectful, because he probably feels like it's junk. He's so sick of it. He's so done with it. But it's stuff that he can't just walk away from. He can't ignore it. It's big. But it's okay, because even though the masculine, he's facing away, he's looking at these battles and things that he's got to deal with on his side. The feminine, she's not looking over in that direction either. She's focused on the love, and that is a good thing. Stay in the love. So the middle of the week for the divine feminine, seek the truth. And I feel the number on this card is a 7, which is a number of being on your spiritual path. And I feel like what the divine feminine is continuing to do is she's looking into herself and she's seeking her own truth in this journey. She is looking for the answers, not just about herself, but what is this mission? What is she here for? She's really becoming focused on less than this whole twin flame romance, but I can do more with this. I'm bigger than this, and what can I do? And she's looking toward the light. So again, she is not focused on the masculine. She seems to be much more focused on the future and finding her path. And again, with the 7, that's more of a spiritual path. So it feels like the feminine is just in, she's really in a good place for this week. Now, the masculine, I think it's interesting that this card comes up after the choose your battles. It's the rest and reconsider. And it's a 9, which 9 for me is about things that are coming to an end. And I also, for those of you who are not familiar, 2016 is supposed to be a 9-year, a year for endings. And, the man who's sitting here, he has a light that's coming and shining on him. He's gazing off into the distance toward the blue skies and the green. And in a way, it's almost, like he's kind of daydreaming off into the direction of the divine feminine. But it isn't a wonder, after all these conflicts and obstacles and battles that he's been having to overcome, that he needs to sit and take a break. But it's not a bad thing, because if we're forced to take action when we're in a place where we are just so burned out, we cannot often make the best decisions, not only for others or for ourselves. And so if the masculine is pushed to make a decision when he's in this state, he's not going to make a good decision. He may not say good things. He may say things to people that he cares about that he does not mean. So it's a really good thing here that he's taking a break. And so again, it's another period where you may not really hear anything from the masculine, but they're recuperating, they're gaining back their energy, and again, I feel like this is a good thing. There's a divine light coming down, and I feel like that's re-energizing them. It's a 9 for endings. I feel like it's representative of whatever is going on here is coming to an end. And what they're looking out towards are good things that are coming. But it's important that the masculine gets this break from everything. So the next card for the end of the week for the feminine is the Move card. And this is actually, in traditional tarot, this is the Chariot, which is indicative of a move forward. It's a card of balance. It's another 7, which is indicative of, moving ahead on your spiritual path. You have 2 hands that, to me, they're bound together with a ribbon that reminds me of like a hand fasting ceremony. And there's the fire, a flame around it. Again, I'm not feeling like this is, okay, they're, masculine, feminine are headed into union, like that. I'm not getting that from this, so I'm sorry to disappoint anybody. But it's headed in the right direction. It's a balance of the energies. It's a balance of the give and take in this relationship. I know that the feminine a lot of times is feeling like she is giving so much of herself, and I'm feeling like this is a representative of her saying, hey, I need some more give and take here. And it's a positive sign that it's heading in that direction. So it's a card of success, and I feel things moving in a very good direction. And on the masculine side, I think it's very interesting that I was just talking about balance, and on the masculine side, the card is balance. And you have two faces in one. You've got the masculine and the feminine and the merging of the heart centers. You have a 14, which the 14 broken down is a 5, which is realignment. It's changes, it's transitions. And I feel like what's happening with this card is that the masculine is really starting to see where changes are needed in this relationship, that, hey, I'm not pulling my weight here. Oh, I really could be making some efforts, or, I need to be a player in this relationship. So they're making some realizations where they're seeing that I need to be a real partner, and there needs to be a balanced give and take in order for this to work, if this is what I want, and in order for this to work. So the masculine is coming into a good place as well. And so where I see both the masculine and the feminine coming at the end of the week is the clarity of belief. And I love that it's a 1, which is indicative of new beginnings. The hand is on the heart center, and there's a heart here, and there's a butterfly, which is, to me, a symbol of transformation. And I feel like with this card that both parties are going to be really figuring out what their truth is and what it is that they're wanting. They're going to be making some decisions about where's this going to go. And so this is, again, a very positive card, and a very good direction for them to be coming to at the end of the week. The underlying energy for the week is share the love, which, in the background of this card, you see a couple, and it looks to me like it's a couple in a romantic relationship. It almost looks like a shadow picture you would see of two people when they're getting married. But this card is not just about romance. It's actually about focusing on other places where you can find the love. Spending time where you find joy and happiness, and activities where you find joy and happiness. Spending time with your friends, spending time with your family. And I find it so fitting that this card comes up the week of Thanksgiving for the United States, where many people are going to be spending time with loved ones or doing things that they enjoy, traveling, have time off. Maybe if you aren't going to spend time with family, maybe you love Black Friday and you love to shop, and that brings you joy. And that we're coming into a period where there's ways that you can find things to do that you enjoy. And so I feel like both the masculine and feminine are going to be feeling this energy and bringing that to both of them this week. So for the energy that will be affecting the feminine, I got the strengthening bonds card. And what I really am getting with this is, you know, she needs to, she's going to be working on strengthening bonds with herself, you know, working on that relationship with self. And by spending time in nature, taking walks, engaging in different ways of self-care, she's going to be able to get to that place of self-love and being in that place of love, staying in that place of love where she can stay in that high vibration for herself. And the energy for the Divine Masculine is the Rebuild card, which in the traditional tarot is the Tower. And this card, you know, it kind of talks about like a rebirth. You know, things need to fall apart in order for them to be rebuilt. And, you know, it's a 16, which breaks down to a 7, which again, it's indicating, you know, a spiritual path, which we know with twin flames, it is a spiritual path. And in this reading alone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that break down to a 7. So everything that is happening this week, I feel, is very much indicative of being on the right path. And especially with Neptune going direct, and there's something, you'll have to forgive me because astrology is not my area of expertise at all, but there's something about Neptune doing something, going conjunct with a south node or something like that. And so a lot of what's happening this week is very karmic. It's fated. And so I feel like there's going to be a lot of growth and a lot of thought and a lot of realizations being come to that are really meant to happen this week for both the masculine and the feminine, but really, I'm really feeling it for the masculine. But so the rebuild, you have the lightning coming to just, you know, can destroy the tower, but she's still right in her heart center. She's still in that place of feeling that hurt. And, you know, I feel like at the heart of everything this week for the masculine, they really know that they have a desire to rebuild not only themselves, I think they're ready to shed their skin. Some of them might be going through a dark night of the soul type situation, or they might be going through a lot of purging from the full moon that we just had. Or they might really be feeling the shift from Neptune going direct. But they know that there is a rebirth going on for them, but they also, I think, really have a desire to rebuild what may have been broken down a little bit with the feminine. And I feel like it plays together so well with the balance card, because I think that they know that that's an area that they've needed to improve upon. So overall, I think that, you know, there's going to be a lot of work happening and a lot of realizations coming up for the masculine. And I think he's, I'm sorry to say it, feminine, but they're gonna be quiet. I'm not sure how much you'll hear from them, but it's not a bad thing. They are really going through their stuff, and it's probably better that they are quiet, because it allows you to stay in a place of love and stay in a place that is positive, where you are strengthening that bond that you have with yourself and strengthening the love that you have with yourself, and so that you are just moving up in vibrations. And as we know, as we lift up our vibrations, that will help us attract our twin. So I hope that you found this reading to be helpful for you, and if you would like to get a personalized reading with me, please check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/IndigoWingsHealing. I also have a Facebook group that you can find the link on my Facebook page, and I will hopefully be doing these readings weekly. Sometimes I will be taking a week off here or there. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I do listen to my body and my guides and kind of do things as they guide me to, and if I need to rest, I rest. And I know that I have been quiet on my Facebook page over the last couple weeks. I haven't been doing my daily card reads as often, but the energies over the last few weeks, so between the new moon and the super moons and this most recent with Neptune going direct, they really have thrown me for a loop a little bit, and so I was just taking the time to rest and rejuvenate. And so hopefully within the next few days I'll be back in the swing of things, getting my daily cards up on the website. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, contact me for a reading, and head on over to my Facebook page, like the Facebook page, and I will see you next week. Have a great week.